Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today it's an exciting day because today we have the new Tesla Model Y Juniper for a test drive. So I'm super excited to do that, and if you want technical details, I have two videos that say exactly that. Today we will be focusing on the driving experience of the new Tesla Model Y Juniper. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see how it is to drive the new Tesla Model Y Juniper performance. Stay tuned, the video is starting right now. Alright, so I guess we can start with the driving. So first of all, what's important to know is that this car is a 2026 Tesla Model Y Juniper. We have here the specs with the dark interior, the black interior, and we have a nice color on the exterior. And now we will be starting to drive in let's say standard, so the normal way of driving this car. Standard, no insane, no discrete, no crazy modes. Okay. What I like, first of all, they introduced the stock again, so this looks like a luxury option for the Tesla, but the gear stock, not only the turn stocks on the left side. So now we can start driving. First thing that I see, so today we will be tackling different aspects of this. So we'll be talking about the cabin, we'll be talking about the handling of this car, also the acceleration, of course, and why not the exterior, because the exterior is also very important in a car. And we will see how this exterior, so basically without sacrificing the exterior looks, the car drives really well, and it's really comfy. So let's start with the interior. At the interior, I couldn't help but notice, first time I'm in this car, I noticed this beautiful tablet, which is the 16-inch QHD display. So this tablet, it's bigger than what you have in a regular Model Y. Okay. So that's super important, and I don't know if it's visible enough from the video, but the resolution and everything are really great. So they look amazing. I have to say that coming from the Model S, honestly, it looks like a toy. So the steering wheel is really small, and yeah, it's very. It looks like a playful car, and I guess that's the same for Model 3 as well. And of course, the feeling is that you have a lot of room to view everything. So the field of view is great. So in these cars, the visibility is great. In the Model S, I have the Raven, the pre-facelift Model S. I have to say that it's more like a limo kind of car, but here the view is really great. And I want to stress the soundproofing and the interior. So I think the soundproofing it's really good. I mean, you literally don't feel or don't hear anything from the exterior. I'm just gonna open the window one more time. You see, it's quite noisy and there is a lot of wind noise. Now, yeah, nothing, literally nothing. So I'm impressed. Alright, so what I like about this car, again, it's just me driving it for maybe 10 minutes, but what I like about it is that even though you have the 21-inch wheels, let me check a bit okay, and also ride and handling is in sport. Alright, let's go for this. Alright, so even if you have the 21-inch wheels, it doesn't really feel like the car is very rigid, right? So I remember that in the previous Model Y performance, lots of owners were reporting the fact that they cannot really yeah, the car is very rigid, and lots of them were looking to downgrade their wheels because, well, the wheels are an important factor, right? And you could actually improve the comfort by downgrading the wheels. But yeah, I mean, in this one, honestly, it feels okay. It feels not rigid at all, and it doesn't really feel like you have 21-inch wheels. It feels very comfy, and I know that Tesla introduced this adaptive damping in this Model Y only, again, only in the Model Y Performance, but unfortunately there is no option of adjusting your ride height. So that means that the car scans all the time the road in front of you. So I think it's the adaptive damping that is very similar with what you have for the Model S, but again, it doesn't give you the option to adjust the height, which is a shame in my opinion, because I think it's nice to have this option as well. Also, talking about the interior and the cabin, I like a lot this carbon fiber insert. Of course, this is something specifically to the Model Y Performance. This trim, you cannot really find it anywhere else, and it's nice. It gives you a sporty look, and it's also it feels like it's much more qualitative than the previous Model Y. Also, the materials in the interior, I feel like the materials are much better, and I think all these materials contribute to the very good soundproofing of the car. Alright, so I just want to talk a bit about the seats, because these are also highly improved. So as you can see, we have the sport seats right here, really nice. And what we have is this adjustment for your height. So as you can see, this, I think it's a very good addition for long driving, because your thigh sits here. So I think it's a nice addition, and it makes you fully rested if you drive for more than, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours. It improves the comfort of your driving. The soundproofing is amazing. They did an extremely good job on this, and kudos to Tesla for this. Also, when you're closing the door, actually, it really feels, I don't know, it feels like super premium. It feels like they worked a lot on the materials on this car. So I cannot really stress enough this soundproofing part. It's super important, and yeah, I think it's a big advantage. I dare to say that it's as good as in the Model S. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if yes. And this major improvement for these new models is that you have a camera as well in front, which is super helpful, of course, when you do parking maneuvers. Let's look a bit at the battery. We are at 54%, and we have 262 kilometers left. That means that we are close to 500 with a 100% state of charge, which is not bad for a performance. Of course, it's not WLTP. I wouldn't expect that. Also keep in mind that it's quite cold. It's 12 degrees outside, and it's winter. Well, winter officially in the Netherlands. So it's quite good, I could say, for a car this powerful. Acceleration test: Tesla Model Y Juniper Performance Insane Mode on 0 to 100. So as I said, 3.5, 0 to 100. The normal Juniper all-wheel drive, now called the Premium, does it in 4.8. It's more than enough, in my opinion. Let's talk a bit about the range, right? Because we have the Juniper Performance and we have Juniper all-wheel drive, or the premium now. So the difference, it's only 20 or 30 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. So the range in this one is 580. We are talking about WLTP ranges, of course. This is 580, and in the normal Juniper all-wheel drive, it's 600. Well, taking into account that we have 21-inch wheels on this one, it's really impressive, right? Because technically the wheels should be definitely heavier. So let's, okay, yeah, 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 really impressed. The acceleration is indeed impressive. I'm just gonna turn now and try to, yeah, yeah. Honestly, you you don't drive in this mode for a lot. So honestly, also in my Model S, I drive always in chill, because I think even the normal one, it's, yeah, it's too sporty, and you really are not smooth enough when you drive in this mode, in my opinion. What I like about this is that, of course, you have this autopilot, which is really comfy. Um, if you want to see some videos regarding what FSD can do in Europe, feel free to check the link that I will paste above. Unfortunately, not too much, but the autopilot itself, it's quite comfortable, and for long distances, I'm sure that it can make a difference for you guys. I really like these lights. I have to say that I'm missing that in my Model S and my previous Model 3.
Speed cam red and 50 kilometers per hour.
Okay, that's the speed cam right there. So I miss the ambient lights in my previous Model 3, and I don't have them in the Model S either. But these make a difference, especially in the evening when you really want to have something in the car. Alright, it's full dark, so I like this as well. And yeah, I spent some time to look at the materials as well of this car, and I think it's the materials are really good. I mean, I think all of these contribute to the soundproofness as well. So yeah, in a nutshell, I like what they did with the Model Y performance. However, what I don't personally like, again, it's a matter of taste, right? So don't judge me for that. But I still find the driving position too high. Even with the sport seats, even if you have, yeah, I mean, you can put it all the way down, but it's not as much as I would like to have it. So it feels that I'm standing really high and I can see everything. Of course, it's good for visibility, but in the same time, I'm not used with this kind of driving position. I'm more used with lower posture, a limo-like posture, like I have in the Model S. But again, it's just a matter of taste, right? So it can be that for some, this is something normal. Probably some people that are already driving SUVs are used with this kind of driving position. But yeah, for me, I think it will take some time for me to get used to that. But the seats are really good. They are super comfy. And by the way, in these ones you also have ventilation, not only heating. So that's really nice. Let's see actually if we can. Yeah. So you have here heating and ventilation. Cool. In the rear you only have heating, as far as I know. Yep, only heating as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so our test drive with the new Model Y Juniper, it's almost over, and I just wanted to come with some impressions. So first of all, I like the way the car is built. Again, the soundproofing in the interior, it's amazing. Like, I think they are very close to the Model S. I'm super surprised about it. I like it a lot. I like the seats as well. What I don't like is the position at the steering wheel. I mentioned that in the video as well. I'm more of a person that likes to stay very much lower to the ground when we are talking about the driving position. But again, this is just a matter of taste. I just wanted to show you how the car looks like in the dark with all the details, or the tail lights and the front lights. Like it looks really good. Also, they did a great job with this display. Like, it's amazing, to be honest. All right, coming back, it distracted me a bit. So I like what they did with this car. It's super powerful, and but I started to wonder whether if it's worth it, because this car, it's 62,900. The additional paint is, I think, 1,800, and of course the FSD is extra 7,500. But let's talk about the base prices. So this car is 62,900, and you have the premium, or the long range all-wheel drive, which is 9,000 less. So it's 53,900. Would I, if I would like, or if I would want to have a Juniper, would I pay 9,000 difference for sport seats, 21-inch wheels, the carbon trim, and the adaptive damping, so the suspension? I don't know. It's quite a lot, to be honest, and you can do lots of stuff aftermarket. Like you can do seats, you can do wheels, you can do everything. You can do a body kit, right? Except the suspension. That's something that indeed it's an improvement in this one. I didn't test the Model Y Premium or the all-wheel drive, so I can't really say how much how big is the difference between the performance and that one. But I think 9,000 euros are a lot of money for these small differences. So as a verdict, in my opinion, I would buy the long range premium, and I would customize it of these 9,000 euros the way I like. That's what I would do. But Model Y, it's not a car that I would buy. Again, mostly because of the driving posture. But don't get me wrong, it's super practical. You have a lot of space. They improved it a lot. So for the ones that like these small SUVs, or the car, it's amazing. Okay, so make sure you test drive it before you buy it. Make sure you feel this soundproofing, the adaptive damping, everything. It's really nice. So I really recommend you to go for a test drive and make the right decision between a normal Model Y non-performance and this one, and make your own judgment whether it's worth it or not. I just shared my own impression about it, and yeah, this is how I feel about this car. So nothing to, how can I say, nothing bad to say about it, except this driving position that it's not for me, and except the fact that you cannot really manually adjust the suspension on levels as you do with a Model S. Besides that, the car was amazing. That's it. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was informative. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Also, if you plan to buy a Tesla, don't forget to use my referral code down below. This will bring you some benefits. At the time of creating this video, we are talking about 500 euros / USDs in discounts when you are ordering a new car. And for me, I will get some supercharging credit that I can use to do extra road trips. I will do this. I will use this credit to supercharge my car, of course, and do extra road trips for you and document them. So stay tuned, and see you in my next video.